Hello guys, hope you're doing all well. Through here out hiking today. Really amazing view by the river. I really enjoy it, getting out in nature and just enjoying. We are in the time where there's a whole lot of talk about social distancing, and it's very important that you find some time to socially distance, go out and to relax in an environment like this. For me, just sitting here watching the sunset. I don't think you can get anything better than this. It's just by the river. It was a little bit of a hike to get here, but really amazing. But that said, I wanted to come in today to talk about 5 things. If I were to go back in time and to tell my younger self, if I was to go back in time and to advise and to mentor my younger self, what are the 5 things I would be doing or I would be telling myself to do? And guys, if you are just out of college, you're young, you're old, anywhere in the middle, these 5 things could be very, very relevant to you. So that said, let's get into number one. So number one, if I was to go back in time and to teach or to mentor or to coach my young self, the most important thing I would say is to create your own path. Create your own path. A lot of us in life, we have ambitions, we have goals. We maybe want to be an engineer, we want to be a technologist, we want to be a director, we want to be a doctor, we want to be a nurse, we want to be all these things. And if you dig deep down and say, but why is that your goal? Why is that your ambition? Why do you want to do that thing? We might just realize that, well, that's all coming from the people around us. That's all coming from external stimulus, right? This is coming from your parents or your siblings or just society saying this is what you need to do, this is what you should be in order to be successful. So, but what I realize is that doesn't define success. I've met a lot of people that make a lot of money, they have big titles, but they are just sad and miserable. And one of the things that I really work for myself and I try to avoid is to achieve success only to realize that that's not the success I wanted, and that's not a good position to be in. So if I can go back and advise my young self, is I would say, through, be very, very careful. Make sure you choose your success wisely. It's not just about working hard. All of us can work hard, a lot of people can work hard, but if you're working hard and climbing up the wrong tree, it doesn't matter. You can make it to the top and realize that maybe this is not the tree I should be climbing. Maybe you should have been climbing a tree that should be somewhere else. So make sure you create your own path. Regardless of what everybody's telling about you, your own path might be different. You might be an artist, you might be an explorer, you might be a musician, you might be a pianist, you might be a programmer, for all we know, right? Whatever it is, that path should be your own path. It should be something that makes you come alive. All right. Point number 2, I would say learn how to invest and then actually invest. All right, and it's gonna be in that order. It's very important. Learn how to invest and then go ahead and invest. And the reason why I say that is a lot of people in their life, in their career, were taught to just go out and to work and to hustle and to grind and to put in the hours. But as I grow old, I realize that working hard is important, but at some point you have to let your money work for you. All right, when you look at people like Warren Buffett, you look at people like Bill Gates, he didn't just build Microsoft and then just sat on it and that was all. He built it, he took the money and he deployed that money, and the money is working for him, and so he can step back and do all the other things that he cares about. But the problem is, school, for the most part, just bear with me to hold this, school for the most part doesn't teach us a lot about investing. They teach us about how to work, how to be an employee. But if you truly want to be successful, very, very young, and I'm talking about my younger self here, I would learn how to invest. Don't just go out and try to invest on your own without learning. All right, or learn about the stock market, learn about the real estate market, learn about other things, so that you can take the money you're working, which is a hard-earned money, and then you can deploy that money and let the money work for you. I can give you a scenario where averagely it might take maybe 2 weeks or a couple of days to work and earn maybe $5,000. I have seen situations where just by investing I can make $5,000, say in the stock market, depending on how it's fluctuating, in a single day. Now, that might not be a lot for some people, but guys, there are people whose monthly salary doesn't reach up to $5,000. I'm just using that as an example. So just imagine the potential you might have if you actually learn how to invest and then let your money start working for you. So that will be something I will make sure I learn. A lot of people are not learning that. Number 3, I would tell myself to work on increasing my income, or work on increasing your income. A lot of people, if you're just watching shows, or you're just learning about finances, personal financing, a lot of people would be out there giving you all this literature and all this preaching about you gotta save, you gotta save, you gotta save, you gotta save on coffee, you gotta save on tea, you gotta save on vacations, you gotta save on all these things that you could potentially be doing. All right, everyone is talking about saving. Now, saving is important, especially when you're young. You want to save so you can have some capital. But what I would focus on, and the advice I would give my young self, is to focus on earning more money. I think you have more leverage and more upside if you can earn more. That even allows you the opportunity to save more. All right. To call out some examples, there is this lady called, I think, Susie Orman, Dave Ramsey. If you watch their shows, and I would recommend you watch it, spend some time to watch those shows, the personal finance category of people, they will always talk about saving. Don't drink coffee in the morning. And I'm like, I don't really believe that. I don't really buy into that philosophy, because if you need to drink coffee in the morning so you can work harder and earn more money, then yeah, go ahead, drink that coffee in the morning. Saving $4 or $20 a month on coffee is not going to get you far. But if you can invest in yourself and get the knowledge so you can increase your income, you can make that $20 in a day. So if I was to go back in time and to give this advice to my young self, the third advice I would give is to focus on earning more. Focus on earning more by learning, and so you can earn more, than just to focus on saving. Saving is good, but earning more is even more important. Point number 4, if I was to go back and give advice to my young self, I would say have a side project or a side hustle. Every single one should have a side project or a side hustle. Now, this is not to say quit your day job and go work on something abstract, something out there. No, you can still have your day job from 8 to 4 or 8 to 5. But when you come back home at night or in the morning before going to work, you want to have a side project, something you're dedicated to. All right, and this could be something that could be a side business. It could be something you're building. It could be just a cause that you support. It could be charity, for all we know. Now, a lot of people might not want to start off with doing charity as their side project, because guess what? You might need some money. So ideally, what you want to do with that side project is something that is monetizable, that you can actually turn into a business. And this side project, because it's something that you own, you take ownership of it. A lot of people don't take ownership of things. All right, when you go to the company and you're working for the company, for all we know, you can say, well, is that company's problem, is that company's business, and you don't take responsibility for it. Now, if you have a side project, it's your responsibility. If you're building something, you're building a website, you're starting a business, you're doing something on the side that could potentially give you money, you take full responsibility for it. Plus, it can help you learn. There's no better way to learn than to create. And if you're creating something, you're learning. For me, I always have a lot of side projects. If you go down in the description below, you're gonna see several of my side projects, right? Whether it's just an app, it could just be my books I want you to buy, it could be this channel that I'm making and hopefully you're watching and having a good time about it, but it's a side project. It doesn't mean you gotta quit your day job, but guys, you have to have something on the side, especially with this economy that's not predictable, that you can use it to learn and you can also use it to earn. Point number 5, if I was to go back and give an advice to my young self, is I would say get out of the couch and stop playing video games. It's a waste of time. It's not taking you anywhere. It's not helping you. It's not increasing your bank account. It's not increasing your skill in anything that is real in the world. Now, if you want to be a video gamer professionally with the esports and all of that, kudos to you, go for it. But for the most part, the average person who is playing video games is doing it to escape from their world. And there's nothing else that wastes your time than sitting there and playing video games for hours on end. That time you're playing video games with, if you can use it and read more books and learn skills and learn how to program in a different language and learn how to invest and learn how to network, guys, you would be in a totally different place within a very short amount of time. So now, I'm not saying don't play video game at all. I'm simply saying that be very careful if you're playing video games, because you might be wasting a lot of time. So if I'm going back to advise my younger self, I would say take those controllers, put it down, and get out of that chair and be in the real world. So this brings us to point number 6, which might just be the most important of them all. And for point number 6, I would say everything is going to be okay, as long as you give everything a chance to be okay. I feel like a lot of young people out there feel stressed. You might feel the pressure. You might feel like you have to have all these goals, and if you don't achieve all those goals, then you haven't made it, you failed. And there's just so much unnecessary pressure on people. And I can understand the young self watching this. I can understand you looking ahead and saying, where will I be in 5 years? Where will I be in 10 years? And you're setting all these goals. You might or might not achieve it. There's nothing in life that's guaranteed. The only thing that's important is that you give your best. You put in the effort that you need to put. You do your part. You carry your weight. You invest the time that you need to invest. Now, nobody is going to say, you know what, you're gonna become a millionaire, or you're gonna make it to the top, or you're gonna achieve all these things that you might have put on yourself. And if you don't, it's okay. All right, and everything will be okay as long as you give everything a chance to be okay. I just see a lot of people with so much pressure and so much responsibility on themselves, which is sometimes not necessarily warranted. So if I was to go back and advise my young self, I would just tell the young me, everything is going to be okay, and everything will be okay. Take some time to be easy on yourself. Go out, relax, take some air, travel, see new places, try new cuisines, make new friends. Life is not just about the hustle. All right, there are things that are more important. Thanks for watching. I hope you found those tips, those advice especially relevant and helpful to you. Those are the advice I would give my young self if I could go back in time and do it all over again. So if I was way back there on the trail somewhere back there, that's what I'll be thinking. But right now, I am here on the trail, and guess what? I am looking that way, and those advice would be relevant for you or for me if I was back there, as much as I am here and as much as I am going that way. So no one is too small to take advice. No one is too far back to take advice. No one is too big to take advice. So wherever you are in your life, like I mentioned, everything will be okay. So do what you can, put in the effort, stay strong. Thanks for watching through here. I'll see you in the next video.